Okay, hello, ni hao, ni man hao. This is Cliff. It's coming up on my session with Eric, and it is Mr. Eric Kong. Again, this is for his benefit, and I think maybe I forgot to forward him last week's, but I know he's been very busy or relaxing, much deserved relaxation or a holiday with his family. So here he is, and it is Sunday, July 30th, 2022. So Mr. Kong, welcome, Mr. Kong. Hello, ni hao, Didi. How are you, man?
Yeah, hello, nice to see you. So I feel
Good.
good these days.
Yeah, where are you back in Yancheng or are you in Guizhou?
No, I returned from Guizhou and now I am still in my grandparents' home.
Oh, okay, back with your grandparents. That's cool though. That's great. That's good. I'm sure they like to have you guys come visit. So that's good. Yeah, no, I haven't had a time to well, I didn't I'd like to review it with you, right? So I think that helps in anything you do in any learning, right? To go through it, to go through the process. And that's the benefit of having one-on-one, right? One-on-one sessions. Because if you have a big class of students, I've taught a class of 70 some students sometimes, a couple times, and so many you can't really connect. You don't know if they're actually learning, maybe, and I'm a pretty cool teacher, so I let them use their phones sometimes, so maybe they're not even paying attention, right? So that's the benefit of one-to-one, is that you can go through the process of a mathematical problem or an essay like what we're doing. So all
Yeah,
right, my friend. Well, that's good. Did you enjoy the book? I'm so busy. I don't have time to read along with you. Do you like it?
yeah, I like it a lot.
Yeah, cool. They said, right. They said it was ranked for summer reading for you. So let's go through, let's do the reading first to get you going
Okay.
with English, your English side of your brain. And then we'll try to increase your English knowledge or your English word knowledge, and then we'll go through the essay again. And then if we have time, what was the third thing I wanted to do? I was thinking, uh, oh yeah, we'll do the worksheet, and then maybe if you want to write another page or another paper, it's up to you. I'll leave it up to you right at the end. So, but let's just jump right to it. Hold on, Eric. Where did I put it? On my online students. Yes. Okay. Here we go. All right. So you've already read chapter 1, correct?
Yeah,
All right. So let's just we'll start reading chapter 2 together then. Make it a little bit bigger. Drop this down. Single page. Right. I already had that. Come on, Cliff. Oh, you would show. No. There you go. And let's go to. Do they have the outline? Always shows. I don't know. Come on. That's all right. Let's go. What page do you know? Oh, well, here you go. So it would be chapter 2 would be, you finished A Daughter is Born, right?
yeah,
Okay, so 2, and unfortunately they won't let me click on that. Oh, it's good. It's nice big letters or a nice big font to read. Online before the Taliban. Oh, nice. Okay. Yeah, I don't want to bore you with this what you've already read. So is this it? Oh, one more. Come on, man. Bang. Yeah, good. All right, Eric. Yeah, go ahead. Read the first paragraph, man.
okay. I always knew my father had trouble with words. Sometimes they would get stuck and he would repeat the same syllable over and over like a record caught in a groove as we all waited for the next syllable to suddenly pop out. He said it feels like a wall came down in his throat. Miss M's, P's, and K's were all enemies lying in wait. I teased him that one of the reasons he called me Jenny was because he found it easier to say than Malala. A stutter was a terrible thing for a man who so loved words and poetry. On each side of the family, he had an uncle with the same affliction, but but it was almost certainly made worse by his father, whose own voice was a soaring instrument that could make words thunder and dance.
Excellent, very good, my friend. Okay, so sometimes they get stuck and he would repeat the same syllable, right? You always hear that from me.
Yeah.
What is a syllable?
So a word can be divided into several syllables.
Yeah.
So I don't really know how to say what it means, but
Yeah.
I know how to like separate the syllables in one word.
Yeah, it's used grammatically. It's a grammar word, but it's also used if you in English literature, literary, right? So it just means a sound, like ting, right? So suddenly, right? Three
Yeah.
tings, three sounds, or three syllables, right? Syllables. Excellent. All right, like a record caught in a groove. So this would be like it's not a metaphor, maybe an analogy to be a record, like a record caught in a groove. Do you know what that means? That's an historic connotation.
I know, yeah, I think I probably know what groove means. One of its meanings is uh a place where things cannot go inside. It's like the shape is the two sides are high and the middle is low, and records caught in a groove. It's like words that are caught in it and can't be spelled out.
Yes, very good, my friend, right? The internet's a wonderful thing. Again, you guys are just so fortunate at your age to have the internet because you can look things up instantaneously if you don't know it, right? So when I was younger, when I was born, we didn't have digital music, right? We didn't have music that you could download on your phone. We didn't have the internet. So we had, when I was really young, some of the first music was on a record player. So something like this. So you would have like a vinyl piece of like a round record. It's literally called a record with the music on it.
Yeah.
Put it here, for instance, right? You'd put it here. Oh, that's cool. You can do that, right? And then this little arm would then spin it around. So when she's saying Malala, or what's her name, right? Malala. So when she's saying he stutters or he keeps repeating it like a record in a groove. So sometimes it would get caught and it would just repeat like ja, 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 right? So that is in the English literature, right? We would just call that, let's say, an historic reference. But that was pretty good, Eric. You were pretty good to catch that, right? Yeah, and these are just pronounced exactly how you did it, right? You gave it some thought, but it's just M's, P's, and K's. What is it to have a stutter? What does that mean?
Stutter is when you want to say some words because of some certain illnesses. They're, as the article said, caught in a groove and can't be spelled out. So it keeps on stopping and stopping.
Yes, a person can have a stutter, right? So if you right, many in every language, in every, I think even animals, some animals could even have a stutter, I believe. Well, we are animals, but like if you just stutter a word, like right, that is called a stutter. So similar to a record being caught, right? To have a stutter. Excellent. Let's see. Affliction is a good word. What does that mean? To have an affliction?
Affliction, it means a word like illness or something like that.
Yeah, what if could you have an affliction to watching funny movies?
No, I don't think so because funny movies, I do not have afflictions on that.
Okay. But again, right? So if you're uncertain, I always try to tell you, I tell all my students, right? Another benefit of being online, my good friend, right, is the instantaneousness of having the dictionary at your beck and call. Again, when I was younger, we actually had a book, right? The book of it. So just type in good old affliction. Okay. So affliction again, right? So that's in a noun, it's a mingzi, right? 在中文. And then they have two, they always have one or two. So number one would be the most common way, the most frequent way that it is said or spoken. So it's a state of pain, distress, grief, or misery. However, right, number two, it could be used as a cause of mental or bodily pain, a sickness, loss, a calamity. That's another good word. See how when you look up words in the dictionary, you find out other words, and it just continues to increase any language, right? But it increases in particular, right, your English language. And then persecution is another good word. And look at that, the benefit of online, right, doing that, right? You can click on that and then it drops, it shows you to the other words. So very, 很方便, so, all right, so number two, if you cause a mental or bodily pain. So a mental pain. So say you are watching comedy movies, not you in particular, right, Eric, but say someone watches comedy movies all the time, that they don't do their homework and they don't eat food, right? They don't take care of their body. So could they, you think maybe now they could have an affliction?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, right. So it's not used all the time, right? It would be in a rare occasion. Again, I'm an English literature undergraduate college degree haver, right? So I might say something like that, but it could be used, but in general, it is not, right? All right, so that was great. Let me pull up the book again. Oops, sorry. Good, there we go. So affliction. So yeah, I just want you to get in the habit of that, as well as using the thesaurus, right? What is the thesaurus good for, Eric, again?
Is you search for some words and some words that have meanings nearer to it, and some meanings which is opposite to it.
The antonyms, right? Antonyms is opposite. A good way to remember this, we call it a pneumatic, right? The way to remember something is synonym. Another word for that is similar, right? So when you look up in a thesaurus, it's going to be words that are, right, similar to that. So if you want to learn more words that are similar to affliction, right, just look that up in a thesaurus. But if you're uncertain what the definition is, right, you reach for the dictionary, right? Correct. Okay, good. I'll just read this paragraph. What I would like you to do, there's several ways when you read anything, when you read Chinese, when you read Russian, when you read French, when you read anything, right? You can read for meaning, or you can just glean through it for like a general comprehension, right, and understanding. Again, if you further your English academics, right, if you do decide to go to an international school or a native English speaking college school, you'll have to really read more for comprehension and understanding. However, if you want to increase your native English speaking, right, and sound more American, whatever, if you sound more fluid in your English, so if you want, try to read a little bit faster. Okay, so for example, I'm going to read this one faster, and then if you want to do this next week, right, our next session, read something more quickly, right? It will help your English fluidity, the way you speak, okay? All right, here we go. Spit it out, son, he'd roar whenever my father got stuck in the middle of a sentence. My grandfather's name was Rahul Amin, which means honest spirit, and is the holy name of the angel Gabriel. He was so proud of the name that he would introduce himself to people with a famous verse in which his name appears. He was an impatient man at the best of times and would fly into a rage over the smallest thing, like a hen going astray or a cup getting broken. His face would redden and he would throw kettles and pots around. I never knew my grandfather, but my father says she used to joke with my grandfather, right? My grandmother. By God, just as you greet us only with a frown when I die, may God give you a wife who never smiles, right? So I did miss maybe one or two words. That's because I'm blind now, Eric. I'm getting old, but this is just for more, not like showmanship or to really increase your English fluidity, right? The way you speak. All right, let's just do some words here, some word recognitions in here, Eric. These are all good. What is a verse? Do you know what that is?
So I haven't met that words before.
Okay. Again, right? If you're in a test, you're taking an English test like IELTS, and you don't know the word, you can try to glean or try to comprehend it from infer what it means, right? From the surrounding words, right? So we can read this sentence. So he was so proud of the name that he would introduce himself to people with a famous verse in which his name appears. So from reading the sentence and understanding the other words, then what do you think verse means?
It probably means a sentence or article or
Excellent.
poems or something.
Excellent, right? So you've already narrowed it down. If it's a multiple choice question on a test on IELTS or something, you've already probably eliminated at least two, right? Either A or B or C, what have you, just by gleaning all of that, right? So a verse, again, when you're reading by yourself, if you don't, please look it up in the dictionary, and you'll start increasing your English language. But verse is just something like it can be a short phrase. It could be something within a book. It could be even something said, right? But it's wordage, right? Something that is with words. What does it mean to be an impatient person?
Patient means he is pleased to do something and never feel mad or about something or someone, and impatient is the opposite of it,
Yes.
which means um, always getting mad at something or getting really rude at someone.
Excellent. That was probably the best synonym, I would say, is right, rude, right? To be impatient, to get angry that you are waiting for someone or something. That was great. Good job, Eric. Excellent. All right. The only other word that I can see that you might not know, what does it mean to be or to go astray?
It's to get lost.
Yes, excellent. That's great, Eric, right? To go astray, like I want you to keep your studies up, right? For the next 5 years, I really think you could go to a very good university, wherever you'd like to go to in the world. I do not want you to go astray, right? I want you to continue and study as much and as well as you do, and you will be all right. All right, excellent, Eric. Let's look at your paper now. Hold on a second. Are you a little bit tired today? You've been traveling?
No, I've returned home for several days and I've just had a little nap.
Oh, okay, I got you. I always take a nap. I take the old man nap. You take the young man nap. That's good. All right. Are you a morning person, or are you an early riser or a night owl? When does your brain function better?
Mm, it's maybe at night.
At night. So you are a night owl. That's good. All right. That's good, Eric. All right, great. Yeah, that's cool. You're getting the hang of that. That's perfect. Sometimes you might want to put the date, right? I don't know. Again,
Yeah.
everything's so fluid online now. I'm not sure what professors demand of their students anymore, but yeah, I would still want my students to put the date, obviously your name, the title of our class, and then maybe if we have a weekly assignment, the name of the weekly assignment. Okay, and again, with titles, you want to make them a little bit more pronounced. Again, every teacher will have their own way of doing things. So you can either underline it, some will want it italicized, or some will want it in bold, right? Or all three, right? So it depends.
Yeah.
But generally it would be underlined, okay? So Guizhou is one of China's mountains. And again, if you are writing it again, I love this statement. There's some statements that I always remember from my English teachers that hopefully maybe you will remember, or you will remember later in your life, is to write or to type nowadays. Type for your audience or to your audience. So for example, if you are writing this, say you decide to go to university in Australia or America or England, where have you, outside of China, and you have but you have, you have for a non-Chinese teacher, they might
Yeah.
not be able to pronounce, right? I happen to live in China. I know, I know a little Chinese, but if your teacher may not be able to pronounce this, so you could either do it, you could do a pinging, right? So you would just, or you would just break it down grammatically, right? Just Guizhou or something to help them to be better pronounce Guizhou, right? You may want to do that because that would be beneficial, and they'd be like, oh, that's cool, All right, so Guizhou is one of China's mountainous provinces. Yes, good, that's right. I do the double tap again. That's up to you. One is fine. 90% of its land. Oh, what is the? So this is just a descriptive. This is just a travel log style of a paper or essay.
I think it's maybe an essay, not a travel log, because I mainly talk about the mountains in Guizhou.
Okay, so it's a like a descriptive essay, right? You're describing the beautiful mountains of Guizhou. I've never been. We'll see. Yantongni, I'm very jealous. I want to see them. Okay, 90% of its land is mountain districts. This might be Chinese English, right?
Yeah.
Well, I mountain districts. I like mountainous. Mountainous is a good way to describe it. It's a mountainous. That's a good word. So Guizhou is one of China's mountainous region. I would say this is almost it's a short sentence. It's not I would consider it not a full sentence. So how else would you write this to better? How would you write that better, the sentence? Right, again with the preposition here of, right, ending it.
Yeah.
So how could you maybe switch it to where it would just read or sound better? Let me give it a go. The mountain area comprises mountain area comprises 90%. But then I'm ending in a purpose 90. Yeah, mountain area comprises 90%. Yeah, because it's almost redundant. You've already said that. Do you think you think this is better? It's yeah. Because you've already said the province, you've already mentioned that Guizhou is its own province, right? So now you're just going to start describing the mountains. So let's do that. Oh, one, that's fine for now. All right, Guizhou is one of China's mountainous provinces. Yes, the mountain area comprises 90%, period. Okay. In Guizhou, the mountains are major tourist attractions. Yes, good, Eric. That's good. They also lead to fickle weather. Okay, that's a good word. How would you better explain that? Express what do you mean by fickle?
So fickle, I think it means changeable.
Okay, fickle is good, but I would also elaborate, right? I would describe it miao-shi, so I would use more words to describe the weather, right? So, and again, I would say maybe, well, you use mountains enough. I would say they also lead to changing and fickle weather, right? Just that's good enough, right? So changing and fickle weather, right? I'm a fan of using two adjectives. If you're not sure, if it's not just one, and you're not sure that the reader would understand what that means, use two. Sometimes I use three, right? I use maybe too many adjectives, but Okay, so to facilitate transportation, Guizhou has lots of bridges. Good. Again, how could you make that better by incorporating bridges by not ending in a preposition?
I think we can say it like Guizhou has many bridges instead of lots of.
Yeah, or just to change it a little bit, right? To facilitate transportation, bridges are used, period. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not much of a change. Since this is a descriptive essay, and you can almost even shorten this. That's all right. I like the title, but you can almost, right, just switch that up. Right, Guizhou's Mountains, right? And then, but since it's not an academic essay per se, right? You don't have a thesis or a hypothesis that you're arguing or that you're picking one side or the other. So you could maybe just include this, maybe make it like just the way it's structured, right? So you've got 5 paragraphs. I would generally structure it with 4. I mean, again, everything's changing online with the advent of online reading. But I would have it 4. So 4 paragraphs with, how many, right? With 4 or 6 sentences within each one. So let's just bump this up and then we'll continue on. A large number of tourists travel to Guizhou because of its magnificent mountains. Good. That's a good sentence. They are covered with, ooh, I don't even know this word, Eric. Please, ni wo lao she. What does verdurous mean? Verdurous.
So the word verdurous means very green.
Very green. Wow, Eric, you're my teacher today again. Here we go. Hold on. Verdurous. Verdurous. Yeah. Wow. What? Just I want to see what it is. Verdurous. Budding, fresh, but I'm going to go back to the dictionary. So verdurous. How do you spell it, Eric? V-E-R-D-U.
V-E-R-D-U-R-O-U-S.
U-R-O-U-S. Verdurous. Wow, Eric, excellent. I don't even know how to pronounce it.
Verdurous.
Verdurous. Excellent, Eric. I'm very impressed. That was great. Richard Verdure, freshly green, verdant. I'm going to use this week with my friends and classmates here, or my students. All right, covered with verdure. This place is consisting of verdure. Interesting. Well done, Eric. Good. Okay, so they are covered with verdurous trees. Good, fresh trees. Excellent. You use that correct. Again, I was always taught to use a comma before which.
Yeah.
And now what does Word have a problem with this? With using a? Oh, maybe that's not, you would say there are a large number of tourists. There are, right? There are many, right? That's better. So there are many tourists who or whom travel to who travel to Guizhou because of its magnificent mountains. Okay, they're covered with verdurous trees, which match well with the limpid. Oh my goodness, Eric. I think I know what that means, but what do you think that means in this occasion? A limpid river or limpid rivers?
So it's from our Chinese sayings, the rivers or the water are limpid, which means you see from the water surface and you can look through the water and see the bottom of it.
So clear or transparent would be
Yeah.
synonyms. Excellent. Excellent. Good. Okay. So they are covered with verdurous trees, which match well with the limpid rivers and astonishing waterfalls in the deep valleys. Yes, that's good. It could be maybe too much. You may want to use another sentence for that, but that's okay. That's a very descriptive first paragraph. So let's leave that and then we'll continue on. Let's combine this one. Let's just try to make it 4 paragraphs instead of the 5. So I'm just going to add these. Okay, sorry, and then pump that up. Okay. So above the clouds, you can also appreciate some stone peaks. Nice. I would maybe hyphenate that. Stone peaks towering straight. Towering straight or towering high or above?
Yeah, I think these are okay. Why I use straight is I think uh, these peaks are like soldiers standing straight and not moving. So it's like a line.
Okay, good. That's all right. We'll leave it. Okay, tourists climb up the Grand Peaks. I'm going to read a little bit faster, Eric. We've got 10 minutes. I'm going to have you then review the worksheet. Okay. So above the clouds, you can also appreciate some stone peaks towering straight. Tourists climb up the Grand Peaks and breathe in the refreshing air. Good, right? Again, try to be cognizant about prepositions, ending them. It's always better to start them. Okay, standing at the summit. You don't really need a comma there, right? Sometimes less is better. Standing at the summit, you can overlook the flowing mist under your feet while enjoying the sunshine. Nice, Eric. Very good. I want to go to Guizhou. The weather in Guizhou's mountain is fickle. You've already said that, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's redundant. So we don't need to say that twice. Oh, okay. So when the temperatures are low, steam, okay, again, you don't need the comma. When the temperatures are low, steam floats on the water surface. Again, be cognizant to end it. So you can always start it. So on the water surface. Steam flows. Steam floats above, right? Or on, above. Yeah, okay, good. You get the idea. All right. Let's see. So 1, 2, yep. So then we could just drop that down. Let's do a third paragraph. That's a decent 1, 2. Yeah, that's a paragraph. All right. Then again, you don't need a comma. Then it rises and forms clouds and mists. Maybe you could use a comma and a comma, clouds and mists, right? And yeah, that's a good idea because you have the comma there, which are surrounded by mountains. Yes. Good. Again, be cognizant of the ending prepositions. You may want to throw in mountains.
Yeah, I'll remember that.
Yeah, that's right. Okay, therefore, in the valleys and mountainsides, again, be cognizant. You don't need the commas there, but therefore, you're right, using that there. So therefore, in the valleys and mountainsides, it is misty and humid. Good. Good. Right. Try to, especially when you study and take the IELTS, try not to repeat a word. They will give you better score. You get more points to show how many words you're using correctly. Similar like the Gaokao, right? They want to know how many English or how many Chinese words you know, right? But they want to see how well you use new words, right, in your IELTS test. So, okay, so it is misty and humid. However, after a while, the clouds evaporate. What's wrong with this? Oh, they wanted a comma there. Okay, and the sunshine illuminates the whole mountain range. Ooh, that was very good. An excellent sentence. Throughout one day, again, you may not need the comma. Throughout one day, the weather in the mountains keep changing and there's a sense of inconsistency. Nice, Eric. Very good. Okay, Guizhou, the only problem is it doesn't possess flatlands. You don't need any flatlands, right? Just possess flatlands. As a result, several years ago, the transportation is or became, right? Because it already was several years ago, past tense, became very poor. However, I would use a however, right? So however, comma, in recent years, the government built, right? It's a yin yang type of thing. So even though the transportation was poor, now, so however, right? Chuang, right? Change it. However, in recent years, the government has built, right? Has built lots and lots. That's kind of redundant. You just need lots, lots of extra bridges and tunnels that connect the mountains, right? The mountains. Excellent. So then you would just drop this down structurally. You see that looks a little bit better, right? 1, 2, 3, 4 just looks better, right? Okay, so instead of traveling the whole day on rugged and circuitous roads, circuitous, you may not need a comma. People only need to spend 1 minute traveling between 2 mountain ranges. Nice, good, Eric. Due to a report, yep, commas all right. Among the world's highest 10 bridges, Guizhou has 5. And now I'm not sure if I did that or maybe you did that. I don't know, but right, That deserves a.
Yes, maybe I did that.
Oh, okay, that's all right. That's all right. I've had teachers that were really pains in the butts, right? Very strict. So they would deduct a point, even if you know, did something like that. They were crazy. All right. So mountains, why I maybe comma here? Is this what they want? Come on, man. I don't know. Mountains are? What's wrong with this? Hey, come on, why didn't you show me what's wrong with it? I don't know. All right. Mountains are Guizhou's unique feature and symbol. Okay. Yes. Okay. You've used mountains loads, right? So you can just use the pronoun they or
Mm.
them, right? So they are
Yeah.
gorgeous attractions and bring tourist beauty. Again, this might be translated more Chinese English, right? How would you phrase this for an English to better express that for an English speaker or an English reader? You just probably maybe just have to switch the words, right? And bring beauty. You don't maybe don't even need tourists, right? They're gorgeous attractions and bring beauty. You could use a preposition, that sounds better. But yeah, to tourists. Okay, I'll let that slide. But even though that's a preposition, right? But that's more, it's more understandable for native English people, right? Okay, they also create astonishing weather. Good. Here you could continue, right? Such as blah, 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 right? To further describe it, but that's okay. Nonetheless, Guizhou's countless bridges and tunnels make people's lives more convenient. Good. Again, fengbian, right? That happens to be one of the most common words that especially Chinese IELTS students use during the IELTS test. So just try, Eric, your English is so good. So try not to use convenient, right? Try to use a word than convenient. Okay, so Guizhou is such a wonderful place. You get right. That's pretty. We'd say Pollyannish. It's like a blanket statement, right? We learned that I think the other session. You could just say Guizhou is truly a wonderful place. Okay, that was good. That was good. You know, so I'm gonna save that and I'll send that to you when we take our break here.
Okay.
So hold on a second. Let me save it. Okay, I'll send that back to you. All right, so let's do that worksheet. Where was it, brother? Hold on a second. My online students, come on, Cliff. Malala. Did I have it? I already have it out. Sorry about it. All right. Okay, warm up. Oh yeah, good. All right, Eric. So go ahead, look at this warm up. This shouldn't take you very long, right? Maybe 5 minutes. A 5-minute break, go to the bathroom, get a cup of coffee. Do you drink coffee? You're so young.
No, I don't.
Okay, good. Get some hot water or whatever you like to drink. So let's cut off. Let's say, how about around 3:41 or 42 or basically whenever you're finished with this, okay?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. All right. Bye-bye. See you. Okay.
Yeah, see.
Okay.